using this sharp pointy tool, be aware that you can stab yourself and hurt yourself if you misuse the tool. So don't stab yourself. Be mindful of where your body is in space. Don't jab it into your flesh. I have a stick for blending together. I have a rib. This is a rubber rib. It's flexible. I have a bowl of water with a sponge in it. And then I've got my project. Oh, isn't he cute? So I've got turtle shell. I spent some time shaping it and roughing out where the back scales are going to go. And then I've got 4 legs and a head. I'm going to attach them today. Anything that is thicker than your thumb needs to be hollowed out. It also should not be too much skinnier than your pinky. So if it's skinnier than your pinky, you may need to beef it up a little bit, because if you don't, it will bust off. So this little tail right here, it's small enough and close enough to the whole body that it shouldn't break off. But for example, Julie's working on a pig. She had this cute little curly Q tail, and if it wasn't attached to the backside of her pig, like a cinnamon roll, it would break off. So make sure if you're putting anything skinny on, that it's attached to the body really well. So I'm going to be attaching this head. And what I like to do is figure out where I want it to go, and then I draw where I'm going to score. What's scoring? What does it mean to score? Right. So you're going to scratch into the surface to make the surface area bigger. So I do a crisscross pattern all the way around, really rough up the surface, but I'm not puncturing it. You don't want to pop your balloon yet, because you still want it to hold air. That air pressure inside keeps the shape. Whereas if you pop it or there's a puncture and air escapes and you press on it, you'll just have a dent and it will be sad. So I'm scoring both sides really well. Blend it, blend it, blend it. And then I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just going to dab a little. I'm not drowning it, but I do want to create a little bit of slick, slurry slip on top. And I do that on both sides. Okie dokie. And then I just kind of gently wiggle it into place. And it's stuck on there, but it's not gonna stay. I have to blend this clay and this clay together so that it thinks that it's one piece of clay. So I'm gonna take the hook side of the tool. I'm gonna support the head with my finger over here. And I'm just gonna drag the clay from the head to the body and smush it in together. How many of you ladies have some really beautiful long nails right now? Yeah. You might find this a bit challenging. You might find a technique that works for you, but this is too long for me. I'm going to be trimming those off soon. But I don't like having long nails. They bother me. Although, I like looking at really long nails. There's some amazing nail art out in the world, isn't there? So it takes some time. It takes some patience. And then I'm just going to kind of... I'm going to come back and blend it. One thing that I'm noticing is that attachment is not as secure as I would like it. I'm going to roll out a baby coil. I'm I'm gonna roll out a baby coil and put a belt or a collar around that turtle and blend it together. And you don't need a whole lot. Sometimes it's a really good idea to just kind of flatten it so it looks like a little dog collar, except in this case it's a turtle collar. I'm just gonna scratch the surface a bit. It does not have to be pretty. So if you're getting caught up in details right now, quit it. Don't get caught up in details. The last thing that you should be caught up in is details. So it's one of the last steps for creating this project. And with most ceramic projects, the last thing that you want to do with most ceramic projects is finish it with the details. Oh, that was good. Then I can take a tool like this, just kind of smooth it in, blend it together. Any questions about joining parts onto your rattle? So I would do that with all 4 legs too. I would hold a leg up. I think it goes like this. I would hold a leg up, determine where it goes, draw a circle onto the body, score it, put a little water on it, blend it together, and maybe even put a belt around it. So that's for all 4 legs. If I need to work on it upside down, I don't want to smash the shell. So I can make a cushion with my bag so I can work on it upside down. Okay. Some of you are going to be working on more abstract rattles rather than figurative rattles, such as the figure of a turtle. So this one I was starting to put scales on, but I'm not into that. So I can use a tool, smooth it out. This is also a little bit firmer. It's not super squishy like it was straight out of the bag. And from here I can determine, okay, I want to add some clay to it. I also want to have my references out in front. One of your assignments was to collect a bunch of pictures. I want to have that inspiration in front of me. Those are my cute little turtles. Yay. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, so many turtles. So I'm looking at these images going, okay, what kind of textures do I want to put on this thing? I know I'm going to be carving into it, but I'm also going to be adding clay to it. And what I can do is pick up a mechanical pencil and just kind of sketch on. And I kind of want it to look like a fingerprint in a way. So I'm just sketching that on. And I would go all over it. And then maybe in these lines, I make it more, it go in. So I'm pressing in. Your hands are going to be one of your most valuable tools in this class. Everybody's got a couple, I hope. Trying to be careful to be mindful of any thin spots that might be in there. If you have a thin spot and you poke through, let me know. I'll show you how to make a band-aid. Fix it. So any of this rough stuff, I'll just knock off. And then I can use a tool like this and really kind of press in there. And I'm putting a significant amount of pressure on it. And then if I wanted to add some clay, score. And right now I'm just working intuitively. I'm looking at my images that I find inspirational, and I'm just kind of following along. And so I'm just adding that on, and then I can shape it with a little bit of water. And then when it firms up a little bit, I can go back in and carve out areas. Okay, so you should have your reference material when you're working on your rattle. So when I'm working on my turtle, I got my little turtles here so that I know what sort of details I can pick out. So when I have my turtle all the way completely made, I will go back in and add these ridges carved in between the scales. I will also add these little scales on his legs. I love that tail. I think I captured it. So the last thing that you want to do is work on details. The first thing that you want to do is make sure you have the shape, the overall shape right. 2 pinch pots. Inside the pinch pots goes a whole bunch of clay BBs wrapped in a paper towel. Put inside the pinch pot, and you score it just like I did earlier. Score it on both sides, put a little water on it, blend it together, put a belt around it if you need to, and smooth it out.